San Francisco is a beautiful place, home of Silicon Valley, high rents, and tech bros. The city has a great public transit system and is easily walkable, but the cost of living is one of the highest. Luckily, I had a garage parking at our apartment, but I had to figure out how to justify the $350 a month spot. In this video, I'm going to go into how I made $4,000 in 7 months renting my i3 off of TURO. Hi, my name is Dennis Wang and I currently live in Los Angeles. I just bought a Tesla Model 3 and I make videos on my experience. If you're interested in any of that, hit that subscribe. Some of you have probably thought about renting your car in TURO and you wanted to see if it makes any sense. It can potentially add a lot of miles, it takes time to meet with people, it can add maintenance costs, and it can really be risky. If you don't know what TURO is a peer-to-peer sharing network, kind of like Airbnb but for your cars. It has its own insurance policy and they take about 30% or more depending on what coverage you want. I leased the BMW i3 for 2 years with a 20,000 mile limit. We were way under miles when we moved to San Francisco, so I had to figure out how to monetize the rest of the lease. So because I rented the i3 on TURO, I kept track of everything. How many times I rented it, the dates I rented it, how many days I rented it, how many miles they drove, and revenue I made and the profit I made of each of those occurrences. So let's get into it. So this is my handy dandy Google Sheet in which I kept track of all the different trips. You can kind of see I started in May 11th of 2017 and I ended December 22nd of that same year. Most of the trips were a day long. Some of them were 4 days, some 2, and the most, I had a couple of 5-day trips from some TURO users. Kept track of mile start and mile end and how many miles each of the trips were driven. Some people, it was kind of a mixed bag. Some people were tourists that were using the i3 for their vacation. Some people just wanted to try the car because they're interested in buying it, which is really cool. Everyone took care of the car just like their own, which was really fantastic. There was actually no damage to the car by the end of everything. So no dings, no scratches that I could see, no curbs. It was in good shape with normal wear and tear by the end. LMH, I kept track of the TURO rate that I advertised it at. And of course, TURO takes about 30%, so I put the net on how much of each of the trips netted me. There were some miscellaneous fees for over mileage. You could cap each mileage per day, so I chose to cap it at 100 miles per day. And there was a good amount of people that went over that, and I was really made sure I kept documentation so I could bill them for mileage over. So in the end, the total revenue was $3,992. I netted $3,000.06. At an average $39.53 a day. There were some miscellaneous overages that I could charge at $590. The total mileage driven was 5,321 miles. What I did was, since this was a lease, and yes, I was under my lease miles by a lot, I still kind of charged myself the overage mileage cost of 25 cents a mile, which is BMW's rate that they charge for over mileage. So the mileage costed me $1,330. I took that off of what I made off of TURO, which gave me a true net of $2,064.47. So yeah, to recap it all, the total revenue of the i3 was $3,992. It was really rented at an advertised price on TURO for $49 to $59 a day. So that's what people paid on top of the TURO fees. Most of the rentals were 1 day at a time. Some were 4 or 5. The average price that's a TURO renter rented it at was $54.68. The insurance coverage that I set it at, TURO took 30% and I kept 70%. I had the i3 capped at 100 miles a day and I billed, I think it was like 45 cents or 50 cents a mile on each overage mile over that. Thankfully, there was no accidents, no dings, no curb rash on the car. I think the worst thing was some people ran through tolls, which I had to bill them for after, but no one flaked on paying. Everybody was pretty honest and paid for their tolls and over mileage. Total miles put on the i3 from TUROing the vehicle was 5,321 miles. The mileage cost of $1,330 at 25 cents a mile. So really a true profit really matters because it depends on what your payment is on the car, your insurance payment on the car, and parking and all of that. So my net for renting the car in 7 months was $2,064, which came out to $294.58 a month, which covered my parking at the end of the day. So do I think it was worth it? I think so. The BMW i3 is a great city car, and it was a great location for Turo users to pick up the car. It's electric, it's easy to park in the city, there's really no maintenance on the vehicle, so there's a really low cost to operate the vehicle. I think my tips are, if you're gonna Turo your vehicle, is to really keep a good documentation of everything. Track the miles, track how much you're renting it for, track how much you're actually netting, take lots of photos, really monitor your miles to make sure you're not going over a certain limit so you can bill your Turo clients if you need to. So the interesting thing is, after my BMW i3 lease ended, I actually found that renting a car from Hertz was a lot cheaper than owning a car, well, because of the $350 a month parking. Comment below if you're interested in seeing a video on that. Which brings me back to the Tesla. After looking at Turo.com, I think I can get anywhere from $80 to $135 a day. Tesla's great because it's minimum maintenance, there's free charging at my apartment, but I'd really just have to cross fingers on no damage or dings or curb rashes. So hit that subscribe if you want to watch videos on my experience. Thanks for watching. Comment below if you Turo your vehicle or you've thought about it. I'd love to hear about your experiences. See ya!